Hello, my name's Ryder Bliswick, and I did my presentation on space junk. So, what is space junk? Space junk is debris left behind in space by humans. Space junk can be big objects such as satellites and big parts of rockets, or it can be small objects such as bits of debris from a part of a rocket or paint chips that fell off. How much debris is in space? Overall, there's about 2,000 active satellites and 3,000 dead satellites orbiting Earth. In addition to this, there's 34,000 pieces of debris over 10 centimeters in size and 500,000 objects larger than 1 centimeter in size. A main reason for this is because of humans' increase in sending satellites and rockets into and out of orbit. During the first 6 decades, beginning in 1957, humans would send 10 to 60 satellites per year. This changed in the past few years when humans would send from anywhere between 1,300 to 1,400 satellites per year. So, some problems that can arise. Satellites, like the one seen in the top right, are moving at speeds over 28,000 kilometers per hour, which is equivalent to about 18,000 miles per hour. And these satellites and space debris can eventually crash into one another and potentially break into many more pieces of debris, which causes dangers for the International Space Station and other satellites that are orbiting Earth. One example is the 2019 test. In 2019, India launched a ballistic test missile designed to intercept and destroy weaponry and satellites traveling through orbit. The rocket entered Earth's atmosphere and likely destroyed a satellite called Microsat R. This satellite was destroyed into over 400 pieces and immediately after impact caused danger for the International Space Station. In the end, all eventually turned out good, and the satellite fell back into Earth and burned in Earth's atmosphere. But it could have not turned out like this, and we could have potentially endangered astronauts on the International Space Station. So, more danger. As stated before, most pieces of debris fall back into the Earth's atmosphere and burn into a harmless dust. Some take hundreds or even thousands of years and eventually build up if we keep sending satellites up can be dangerous. Fortunately, satellites now can make moves to avoid collisions, but in the future, it may be harder with more up there to avoid them. One scientist, Donald J. Kessler, came up with the Kessler syndrome, stating if there is too much junk in the space atmosphere, it can result in a chain reaction where more and more objects collide and render Earth's orbit unusable. So, some ideas to stop Kessler syndrome are lasers shot from Earth to vaporize satellites, using huge nets to catch them, as seen in the picture, using magnets to grab them, and using a harpoon to catch them. All of these objects involve disintegrating or pulling the satellite or debris back to Earth to devolve it into space, thus, because we can't destroy it with rockets. So, in conclusion, right now, space junk is a minor problem, but in the future, more and more space junk could build up and make it harder to avoid collisions and make it more dangerous for astronauts and our satellites that are currently there. Eventually, it could make the space around Earth impossible to use. And as of now, cleanup options are possible, but they're challenging and very expensive. And then these are my sources.